Hello there, welcome to Verbally. My name is Hamish, and in this class, in fact in these next 2 hours, we're going to look at the speaking section of the TOEFL exam. First 2 minutes of this class are for Verbally Premium users. If you want to make sure you get a space at your favorite class, please consider upgrading your membership to Verbally Premium. Now in this first hour, we are going to look, quite naturally, at question 1 of the speaking section of the TOEFL exam. The first thing I want to do is give you the link to the official TOEFL website. So let me put that in our Verbally chat box first of all. And if you, let's see if that worked, I hope it did. If you have any questions about when or where or why or how to take the TOEFL exam, any advice about how much it costs and where the nearest examination center is to your hometown, you can find information like that on the ETS website, the people who administer and run the TOEFL test. Okay, so there we go. I am going to find my questions for today. Now, when we practice these questions, I'm going to give each of you a different question. I'm also going to give you 15 seconds to prepare your answer, and then 45 seconds to give your answer. So let's put that in the chat box as well. I hope the chat is working for me today. Let's see. I might need to give another try with that verbally chat. Let's see. Let me see if I can fix that 1 second. Okay. Okay, well, my chat box isn't showing up, but anyway, I will say hello to students and we'll get started. We'll find a way to work with that this morning. All right, let me say first of all, hello to Max. Hello, Max.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm just get up.
Me too. Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a little bit asleep yet.
So, Max, what time is it with you?
It's let me check. It's 8 a.m.
8 a.m. All right. Well, I can beat you with that. It's 7 a.m.
Yes,
here.
but
So,
I used to wake up earlier, but today we are in holiday in Brazil. It's a worthless day.
Now that's interesting, and I know it's a holiday in Russia as well. So no holiday here in America. We just keep going. We just never stop.
Nice.
No, we have lots of holidays, but this one is, yes. Some areas of the world they have it, but not in the United States, which is I think we should probably have this one as well. Trying to get that one in the future. Max, tell me what we're practicing TOEFL questions today. Is that an exam that you might want to take in the future?
Yes, I want to make the TOEFL exam in 2 years later. I'm studying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm studying in my master's degree.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, I'm studying genetics and biology.
Oh, very interesting.
Research.
Okay.
Yes, and I heard that there are lots of good universities in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I want to move to Victoria. I don't know if you.
Sure.
No.
In British Columbia, things like that. That's cool. Well, I wish you luck with that, and I wish you luck with your studies as well. I hope we have a good TOEFL practice for you today, Max. Thanks for joining us in class.
Thanks.
Let me also say hello to Max. Hello, Max. Oh, and there's a Max with a CKS.
Another Max.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Oh, Fine. How is it going?
It's going great. Tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Turkey.
Welcome to Verbling. Tell me, why do you want to improve your English?
I want to improve my English so that to get a job, a career, a promotion, to get a
Oh, right.
promotion.
Okay, that is a great reason. Well, welcome to the class, and I hope you get some good practice with these questions and answers today.
Yeah, thanks.
No, you're very welcome. Let me say hello to Marta. Hello, Marta.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Where are you from, Marta?
I'm from Italy.
Italy. Welcome to Verbling. Hey, good to meet you, Marta. I look forward to practicing these questions with you. Let me say hello to Osama. Hello, Osama.
Hello,
Hello, Osama. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
And tell me, how's the weather with you today, Osama?
It's good.
It's pretty good here as well in Tennessee, I have to say. Got a lovely blue sky. Osama, thanks for joining us in class. I hope we have a good class for you as well. Let me say hello to, if I get this wrong, I apologize. Is it Semi?
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you for asking. Where are you from, Semi?
I'm from Turkey.
Turkey as well? Okay, welcome to Verbling. Now, tell me, why do you want to improve your English?
In fact, my English is improved. My English is pretty good, but I just want to improve my ability of speaking with you guys or something like that.
Okay.
And it's very useful to use Verbling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a great website and a great resource. So thank you and welcome to this class. I'm glad you could join us today.
Yeah, me too.
Let me say hello to Yostra. Hello, Yostra.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you today?
Good.
And tell me, do you want to take the TOEFL exam in the future, or do you just want to improve your English with us?
Maybe I will take it or not, but no intentions right now to take it.
Okay.
But generally, I'd like to improve my English course.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good reason to be here in class today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Let me go to Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Okay. The sound isn't perfect, Ahmed. So if we have any problems, if you turn the camera off, that might help. Things like that. You can adjust those settings. But let's see how that goes. I'll do my very best to make sure you get a good practice with us today, Ahmed. Let me say also hello to Albin. Hello, Albin.
Good. Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. A little bit tired for yesterday, but
what did you do yesterday?
Well, here in Sweden we had the celebration.
Of course you did. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, that
Yeah.
was a big deal. My goodness. Yes.
So yeah, it was a pretty late night.
I bet it was. I must admit, it would be nice if I'm from the UK. It would be nice if Britain did the same thing. But I don't think our Queen is planning on stepping down anytime soon. I think they're going to have to drag her off. So not that they would do that, because I'm sure she's very nice. But yes, a big day in Sweden's history. That's very cool. That's very cool. Yes, I'm sure you are tired. That's funny. Before we start, let me say hello and welcome back to Ismail. Hello, Ismail. Ismail, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Mr. Hamish.
All right.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, nice to hear
How
your
are you?
voice. Nice to see those yellow flowers. I'm very happy today, I must admit.
The weather is good, also.
Well, yeah, and I have to say, let me just say, the weather here is rock and roll good. I mean, it's out of focus. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day in Tennessee. It's a good day when it isn't a tornado in Tennessee, as we say. So, great to have you all in class. We're going to practice question 1 of the speaking section of the TOEFL exam this morning. I think I'm still having a slight bit of trouble getting things to appear in the chat box. Let me see. Yes, I am. So normally I would provide a variety of questions, a different question for each student. I think this time though, because my chat words aren't showing in the chat box, I'm going to share my screen and give you one question. Let's all practice that question, and then we'll try again with another if we have time. Okay? So let me find a good question for all of us to practice, and I would hope that by the 10th practice we're giving a wonderful answer. Let me see. I want to find a very typical question for question 1. Here we go. Okay. So let me just do that. Make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to share this with you. I promise this is not top secret.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to try and share the screen here. No, I'm not going to get a good result with that. Okay, I'm going to read the question now. In the TOEFL exam, in the speaking section, there'll be 6 tasks for you to do. The very first one, which is the one we're going to practice in this class, it's a relatively simple question, an everyday question, a question about you. They're not asking you to choose between 2 things, but they may be asking you to give to tell a personal story or to give a personal opinion about something. In that exam, this is called the IBT TOEFL, which means you go into a room with a lot of other students, and just like you're doing now with the webcam and your computer, you will have headphones and a microphone, and you'll be looking at the screen. So there won't be an examiner. You'll be working online effectively with the exam. And so with each of these questions, you will see the question on the screen, and you'll hear the question. There'll be a recording of the question as well. You'll hear that on your headphones. Since I can't share my screen or use the chat box today, I'm just going to read the question out. Let's see, what was the one I showed? Oh yeah. The question I want us to look at first of all is, what is your happiest childhood memory? Okay, and I'll say that one again. What is your happiest childhood memory?
Nice.
They also ask for you to describe it and to give reasons why it's your happiest childhood memory, right? So they want 2 really important things in your answer. They want the what, as in, well, hey, what's the memory, right? And they want the why. The what, maybe that, I mean, you have 45 seconds to give your answer. So the what, maybe 5, maybe 10 seconds, but the large part, maybe the 35 seconds of the answer should be the why. And maybe you're giving 2 examples or 3 examples, 2 or 3 reasons, but as many details, as good a description as you can manage in 45 seconds, because our objective, our goal, is to leave the examiner, when the examiner is listening to the recording, we want the examiner to be crystal clear, absolutely clear, and understand completely, your story of this happy childhood memory. Okay. Well, hey, let's practice, and I'm going to use my super advanced timing device. I think you all have one of these, by the way, on your cell phone. So I'm going to use this to keep us honest. Oh, Max, I'm getting some.
Is it your time watch?
I know. I don't know what that was. That was. I think that was an alien invasion, maybe. Getting a bit of sound there, Max. So I had to take that. Meet you there for a sec. Let's each take a turn to answer this question. Again, 45 seconds to give your answer, and we need to hear the what. What is the memory? This happiest childhood memory, and the reasons why. Why is this the happiest one for you? Yeah. So yeah, Max, still getting some noise from you there, Max. Let me just take that out because it'll make it difficult for us to hear otherwise. Hey, I would like to start. I'd like to start with the last person in the room, I think, which was Ismail. Ismail, are you happy to practice this question with us?
Yes, Mr. Hamish.
All right, okay. And I'll read it out again so it's fresh in our minds. I hope we'll never forget this question now. Ismail, what is and remember 45 seconds to answer this question. What is your happiest childhood memory? Describe it and give reasons to explain why it is your happiest memory. Okay, Ismail, go ahead.
My happiest childhood memory is the day I remember like today. I win the scholarship of the college. My family was not good financially, and it was for me dead end life to go to college, and I got into the examination and I won a scholarship for college. It was very lucky day for me, Mr. Hamish.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Ismail. Well, I love the what. I think that's a great example of an answer to give, right? Pronunciation, Ismail, for that word. The thing that you won. We've got an SCH sound, SCH spelling. So we're gonna give it a SK for scholarship. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scholarship.
That's much better. Okay. Now I'm thinking, because I'm listening for the what, right? And the what was, okay, you won the scholarship, and that was very clear and easy to understand. And I think a great thing to talk about. You know, a lot of people would be thinking, oh, absolutely, yes, I remember that feeling too if that happened to them. I'm also listening as the pretend examiner for today. I'm listening for some key reasons. One of the reasons you gave was, okay, well, my parents, they weren't rich, and that's a clear reason. That makes a lot of sense. I think I would need more reasons than that, and the reasons, they don't have to be complicated reasons, right? These are just ways to say, well, why was I happy? Well, one reason absolutely is because we needed the scholarship. Otherwise, perhaps I'm not going to be able to study at this school. I'm not going to be able to continue my education. So that the money thing is a pretty solid reason. You talk about it being a lucky day. I mean, I wonder if perhaps it's also a happy day because we can feel proud of winning the scholarship, proud or happy that your family is proud of you, things like that. And I think that there's a benefit. I would encourage you to think, okay, well, can I give 2 or 3 clear reasons when you have a chance to prepare an answer like this? That would make your answer better as well. Okay, Ismail. So thank you for being number 1. By the way, that was very good to practice with us.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish.
All right, let me go now to Ahmed. Ahmed, are you happy to practice this question with us?
Of course, yeah.
My favorite answer. Very good. Okay, Ahmed, and again, I'll read the question out just so we're clear about it. But you'll have 45 seconds to give your answer. Okay. Ahmed, your question: what is your happiest childhood memory? Describe it and give reasons to explain why it is your happiest memory. Go ahead, Ahmed.
My happiest childhood memory was when we and some friends of the family went to the coastal area of Gaza. We had a lot of time, a lot of funny time. We flight kites. We had a nice lunch. We spent some time with my grandma that she passed away after about a year later, and it was the last reunion of us with these friends of the family. Now they all separated, and some of them traveled to another place. Some of them started joined the college. So whenever I remember that day, I wonder how happy I was, and I envy myself to have that nice time with these friends.
All right, thank you, Ahmed. That was a really interesting answer, and you gave a lot of detail and a lot of description as well. Ahmed, tell me, when you know when you hear that question, happiest childhood memory, is was it easy? Was it quick for you to choose that memory for your answer?
Of course not. No, no, no. It made me wonder a lot, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's not easy.
Okay. Okay. And I thought you gave a number of reasons why. I mean, you gave us the what, and the what was, again, I mean, I think the what with these questions can be pretty clear and straightforward. The why, well, you talked about a number of things, and I like that. I think you talked about kites, the lunch, the last time the families with grandma, and then of course the last time that family as a whole is really together before they go their separate ways and travel to other places and as you say, go off to college, things like that. The last line you gave us, Ahmed, I think was really excellent. The way you pulled that all together, and you thought, well, now now I can look back and think, oh yes, that was the happiest time for me. Just because it was the last time everyone was together like that, and having such a good time together as a family. So I think that was a really nice way to summarize the whole answer. And I would encourage all of you in an exam like the TOEFL. I mean, 45 seconds is not a long time to go into a big answer. And sometimes at the end of 45 seconds, you're thinking, oh, okay, well, I've just given my second or third reason. I don't have time to summarize it. But if you do have time, if you finish your answer and think, oh, well, that was 40 seconds, I've still got a little bit left, that's an opportunity for you to say, oh, and yes, and so for those reasons, that's why this was the happiest memory for me. Just something to round it out. It's not the most important thing, not at all. But you have an opportunity just to finish it off quite gracefully with a sort of a summarizing line at the end. The most important thing, of course, is to give that what and to give the whys, as in reason number 1, reason number 2, or even reason number 3, with some details below them, like that. Ahmed, I thought that was a really good answer. Thank you for that. Very interesting to hear that one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let me go to Max with a M-A-C-K-S. Max, are you ready to answer this question with us?
Yes. Thanks for spell my name. It's really interesting name.
It's a great name.
My mom gave me this name.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for that. I thanks her for that.
Oh, it's a fantastic name. Fantastic name. Yes, my goodness.
Thanks.
And we have a lot of Max, not as a first name, but a lot of Max in where I come from in Scotland, because we're all Max and Mux with our last names. Now, do I need to read the question out, or do you have the question?
No, I can. I want to answer the question.
Great. Okay. When you're ready, please go ahead.
Yes. So my happiest memory in my childhood is when I was about 8 to 10 years old. I used to play a lot of soccer with my friends, and it's not a common soccer. We used to play soccer on the streets, and we hadn't food to play soccer. I mean, we hadn't shoes to play soccer. We had soccer with our own food,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's the happiest memory because I think I hadn't any concern in my mind. I hadn't business. I just lived to have fun, to joke with my friends. Nowadays, I don't have the same time to play, even soccer with my friends. I'm just all the time in university, studying, in my work, library work. So it's my best memory of my childhood.
Okay. Max, thank you. Thank you. Again, an interesting answer. And I know we're going to end up with 10 or 12 different unique answers, and that's kind of the cool part about a question like this, of course. A good answer, Max. Let me see. There was something you did which was very important to do. First you were saying, okay, well, we didn't, you made that mistake of saying, okay, well, foot, okay, oh no, and you went and boots. So you made the correction, and that's really important, because we're all going to make mistakes.
Yes.
When we speak live like this, I mean, they give you 15 seconds to prepare, but that's not enough time to write out what you're going to say and to practice it and to be perfect. So no one, and no native speaker either, would just produce some perfect piece of English. So we can make mistakes, and we can still score highly as long as we are understood, as long as we answer the question, as long as we give a clear description and really just make it explicit for the person examining our response. And so we can make a mistake with the vocabulary. But if we correct that mistake, if we just think, oh, okay, no, I meant boots. Okay, got it. If we do that, that shows a great awareness of our live speech, and it shows an ability to make that correction without being distracted and staying on course with that answer. It's I'm not saying we shouldn't do it on purpose, but it's a thing we can definitely do. If we make a mistake during the answer, and if we can quickly correct it, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
So,
yeah.
So you suggest when I'm making the TOEFL exam, I can, or I should, correct myself.
Yeah, and if it's I mean, with the example that we're talking about, when we talked about, okay, so we didn't have any feet, any boots, and something like that. It's a great idea to make that correction if we have it, because it shows that we're aware of our live speech, and it shows that, oh, we did have the word, we just had a moment we'd forgotten it. Because the other option is to pretend it didn't happen, and the examiner is going to know if we make a mistake, because that's their job, to check the quality of our English speech. So it's far more helpful if we notice the mistake, to go ahead and make that correction. I don't mean that we should, of course, slow down our answer enough so we go back and back until it's perfect. Not at all. But I think especially with an example of either a wrong tense or a wrong piece of vocabulary, I think it's well worth, and because they're listening for both those things very hard. They're listening for good word choice, and they're listening for the correct and the natural use of tenses. So if we're talking about a time from our childhood that is done, that is over, and we say, oh, in my childhood, I'm really enjoying playing football. Well, that's a mistake of tense, and so we think, okay, no, I meant I enjoyed, I loved, yes. So again, we use that simple past, and that makes sense. Yeah. So to correct that kind of mistake can be really helpful in the exam. Again, hey, 45 seconds. We don't have time to go back and make everything perfect.
Yes.
But I'm saying it's not. It's a lot of the time it can actually help to make that correction, because it just shows that awareness, and because that's about communicative ability. If we were having a natural conversation with a friend, and you were talking about, you gave the same story. If you thought to yourself, okay, it's not foot, it's boots. If we did that, that would be the natural thing. And it would help communication, because your friend would say, all right, yeah, of course, boots, right. So that would be a good reflection of what we would actually do in a real conversation. So yes, it can help like that. Maybe we'll have some other examples during this class that we can focus on as well. I thought you gave you gave some really nice details, and it came down in a good structured way, because I think the highlight for me in your answer, Max, was you said, okay, well, I didn't have any concerns. I mean, this was like a big reason. Didn't have any worries. And you said, I wasn't having to think about business. And so you gave some really nice detail there. I would say this is our reason. This is one reason. The reason why you enjoyed playing it so much was, maybe reason one or reason two, I didn't have to worry about those adult things like university and like work and all the other things that we all worry about when we reach a certain age. And you give some detail there, and you can say, well, I think you even say, I was living to have fun as a child, and that can be a very, very natural state of being. So that's a great thing to talk about. So you gave the reason. You know, I wasn't. You know, I loved it because I wasn't worried about stuff, and I can look back and think about that. But you give some detail as well about saying, well, of course now I do have those, you know, adult concerns. So that was really solid. Yeah, I like that. So we can always work on creating a clearer structure to our answer, about creating 2 or 3 very clear reasons why. Absolutely. And you talk about a period of time in your life. You said between 8 and 10 you're playing football. The question, and this is a small point, the question, what is your happiest childhood memory? I would actually pick something shorter than that. So I mean, you could pick the same example. You could say my favorite childhood memory is playing football with my friends, because then it takes it down to a memory. Because between 8 and 10, of course, you would have played that game a lot of times. It's more of it's a multitude of memories, if you like. So if they ask for a memory, for one memory, you can still use soccer. It can still be between 8 and 10, but you can say, you know, that I have a memory of playing football with my friends, that kind of thing.
Yes, I got.
All right, Max, thank you so much. They gave us some really interesting, great examples. No, you're very welcome. Let me go on now to...
Teacher, before you go on, just answer me, where are you from? Just to check your pronounce, your accent.
I'm from Scotland.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but I live in the United States, so it's a little bit of a murky accent, I think, sometimes. So.
Yes, I'm scared to move to United States. Everyone says it's more difficult to understand what you say.
I think it's different for everyone. Of course, it depends. It depends where you learn English and the form of English that you learn. Of course, if you grow up learning a very British form of English, well, it's going to take a bit of time to get used to the American accent, and there are differences in British-American vocabulary and some differences in grammar as well, and in the way they use words. I mean, these are quite different cultures, really. But it's not, to be honest, it's not going to be the most difficult thing you do in life, right? So if you decide the United States is the country for you, if it has an opportunity for you, I would absolutely encourage you to go forward and take that opportunity, because it's like anything. If you immerse yourself in the language, then you would find, I think, very quickly that you would find that you were able to understand people in different parts of the United States really quite easily, because there's no shortage of talking in the United States, so you would get lots of good practice, and of course the more you talk with them, and then they're you know, very friendly people here in the United States, so and they always want to get to know people from other countries, so you wouldn't have to, you would definitely find people to speak to and improve your English with. So yeah, I would go for it if you're interested in visiting a place like that. Yeah. Hey, let me say hello again to Marta. Hello again, Marta.
Hello.
Marta, I would love to hear your answer to this question. Are you happy to give us an answer?
Absolutely.
All right, please go ahead.
My happiest memory in childhood that I can recollect is when I went with my father on a short trip, and we went both exploring the nature and to an amusement park. We went to, for example, for the first activity, we went to the pond, and he taught me what tadpoles are. And obviously, for the second activity, we did a lot of games. And the reason why I chose this memory is that I didn't spend much time with my father, so this was an excellent opportunity to be together.
Okay. Yes, thanks, Marta. That's a good one. Now, how old were you when you had this trip with your dad?
Among between I think 6 and 8.
Classic tadpole years. Excellent. And I think it would be wonderful to just to add that detail in at the start. I mean, we're talking about childhood memory. Give that age, and of course, you know, it could be like, oh, I was 6 or 7, you know, when that happens. So it sort of gives it a place mark or a bookmark in time, and of course, you know, any adult is going to be, oh, 6 or 7, okay, yes, I know, and of course that they you know, in a millisecond think, oh yes, I remember what that was like. You know, and of course that adds that it's a very easy way to help provide a very clear description of really where you were in life at that point. You talk about the 2 things that you did with your dad. There's you know, being on the boat and on the pond, and also in the amusement park as well. I like the detail about tadpoles. That's exactly the kind of thing that gives it just a really great detail to that story, because, you know, it's like, well, we did the pond thing, we did the boat thing, okay, and he explained tadpoles to me, so done. And then we can talk about the amusement park. The amusement park needs, I think, to improve the story, we need a tadpole detail for the amusement park as well, something clear. I mean, you mentioned, of course, that that you played a lot of games. But if there's something in particular, because you, of course, take the opportunity to practice this kind of question again, either with a friend or with another, in another Verbaling class, or by yourself, of course. You just, get the old stopwatch out and give yourself 45 seconds and think, okay, go. But think about those. If there's another really great detail like the tadpole one that you could give for the amusement park part of the experience. You mentioned at the end, Marta, why this was the one of the best memories, and you talked about the fact that you weren't spending a lot of time with your dad. And I was thinking you could really describe this as a precious experience, and we can use precious. Really, to meaning very high in value, and of course it could be a precious stone like a diamond or a ruby, or it could be a period of time. And often people talk about devoting their precious time or wasting their precious time. So we can describe time as precious to mean it had a very intense, very high, concentrated value. And I think that would be a good word to use in an answer like this. If we're saying, well, it wasn't just that it was fun with my dad, there was also that I wasn't spending much time with him at the time, so it made it even more special to you. But I think it's a great answer to use, and love the tadpole thing, and you gave some good reasons as well, and there was some good clear English there, so thank you for that answer, Marta. I like that one.
Thank you for your feedback.
All right, no problem at all. Let me see where we are. Let me go to yeah, Max with an M-A-X.
Yeah.
All right, Max, I would love to hear your answer to this. Your favorite childhood memory.
Childhood. Yeah, let me think.
Max, if you want to take the time to think about it, I can move on to someone else, okay? So don't worry about it. What I think I will do is go to Yosra. Hello again, Yosra.
Sorry, teacher.
Are you ready to go?
My microphone problem. That's why I couldn't speak.
Okay. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to answer now, Max?
Yeah.
All right, please. Okay, that's great.
I fixed my microphone issue.
Okay. All right. Please go ahead, Max. Fantastic.
Yeah, when I was a child, maybe about 12 or 13 years old, my father, how can I explain? Bought me some gift. That this is the very pleasurable and enthusiastic gift for me, because when I was a child, and he bought me a special gift that even anybody's fathers didn't buy such like gift like me that my father bought. That was so special for me. It's the bicycle. My father bought me that bicycle from Germany, and the bicycle had the very specific, very specific options. It's very comfortable to cycling and riding. Everybody was amazing about it, and that was the most funny and pleasurable gift to my father.
All right, thanks, Max. You gave the age very quickly at the start, 12 and 13. 12, 13.
Wow.
That's a really helpful thing to do, a really helpful detail. It took a while, Max. It took a while for you to get to the what, and I think we're all thinking, because you mentioned a gift, and I was thinking, well, what is it? What is it? What is the gift? And it was about a minute before you identified that gift. But then after that, you gave me some really nice details about okay, it's from Germany. It's got lots of options. It's comfortable to ride. Everyone was really, I think we used amazed, but we could say everyone. You could say all my friends were very impressed by the bicycle. Perhaps they were envious as well of such a fine bicycle. So those kind of details, those are great to use. And I think to improve an answer like this, we can talk about, well, what did we do with this bicycle? What is the first thing we did, or where did we go, and also what did it mean to have a bicycle? I think for most kids, if we do get a bicycle, it can mean suddenly we have a great deal of freedom in terms of how far and how fast we can go. It's going from like this to woof, like that. So getting a bicycle as a gift, and of course getting a good bicycle as a gift from a father, that can mean a lot for one or two reasons as well. So I like the description of the bicycle when you were able to start talking about that. But I think also I would want to hear, and the examiner would want to hear in a TOEFL exam, they would want to hear, well, what is this bicycle? What did it really mean to you in terms of, whether did that mean you could go further? Could you go faster? Could you spend more time with friends, or could you visit family and things on this bicycle in town? Because you're hitting that age, 12, 13, where it's you have more independence, I would have thought. So so I would encourage you, as I would encourage anyone, when we practice these questions, to think about it again and think, well, okay, what more detail can I give about the why? Because you've got the what, you've got the bicycle, you give a good description, but we need more why, in terms of, well, why, because of course some people might not like having a bicycle for a gift, and we need to be absolutely clear why this was such a precious thing for you to have. But thank you for practicing with us, Max. That was a helpful answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Let me try Yasra again. I came to you, and then I went back again. Apologies for that. Yasra, are you there, and are you happy to answer this question?
Yes, please.
All right. Please go ahead.
Okay. All the moments that I lived with my dad were the happiest moments in my childhood, as he passed away. I remember he took me one day to one of our relatives' farm and let me feed some animals by myself, and even let me milk a cow. We made a scarecrow by ourselves and ate some fresh baked pies. We enjoyed our time and the nature as well.
All right, thank you, Yasra. I think you had some time to prepare that, and so you were able to give some excellent details. That was probably the
I wrote it down.
I sensed that. I sensed that you did. But the vocabulary, of course, is fabulous and wonderful with an answer like that. And we have not just milk a cow, but we have scarecrow in there, which is a fantastic thing to talk about. So, of course, the example, the what that you're talking about, you explain that very clearly at the beginning to say, well, first of all, any time I had with my dad during my childhood, because he's not here now, that those I look back on those as the happiest times, and then you give a specific memory, and that again, that's really important with this question. They're looking for one memory, and you give it, and you talk about going, to the farm to feed the animals, milk the cow, make the scarecrow, all those good things. Okay, so the details are very good about what you did, and that's important in this answer, because that's part of the what, and it helps explain why this was a good thing for you. I think I would be, if I was the examiner, I would be looking for or listening for maybe another reason, another why, and that why could be, well, how did you feel, there with your dad? For example, if you're learning how to milk a cow, were you proud? Were you excited? Were you just having fun? With your dad and the scarecrow as well. So to talk about those emotions or those feelings would help create another reason why this was happy, why this was the happiest time for you. So so still some things to work on, but I mean the vocabulary was great, and so honestly it was a fun answer to hear about things like that.
Actually, I didn't want to focus on my dad because I don't want to be, I don't want to be miserable or some kind like this. That's why I just said it in one word, and then talked about the details in our journey together.
Oh, sure, absolutely, but I think again it would be good to. It doesn't have to be sad emotions. It could be focusing on that day about your emotions when you're doing these new things as a child. The milking of the cow, the making of the scarecrow, about how you feel when you were doing new and interesting things like that. To describe those kinds of feelings and emotions, either just pride or excitement or just interest or joy over something like that. I mean, I know feeding animals when I don't know any kid that doesn't love feeding animals like that. I mean, it's an absolute joy and pleasure for them to do that.
Even me, I will not allow to my son to do it, by the way. Maybe now I will think it would be risky. Maybe animal will bite him or something. No, he will not do it.
I guess it depends. It depends on the animal. Yes, I think probably some animals are safer than others, maybe. And of course, some kids are afraid of animals, but a lot of them, of course, they love it because it's that first time they get to have that sense of power. So saying, well, now I'm responsible for this. So it's pretty cool. Yasra, I think that was a really nice answer and a really nice example for us as well. So thank you for giving us that one.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Let me go next to Osama. Hello, Osama. Thank you for your patience. Are you still there?
Hello, thank you.
All right, Osama, happiest childhood memory. Go ahead, please.
Yes, happiest child memories when I go to palace with my family. With my family and play with child without any responsibility or without any concerns, because I am very, very happy with at this moment when I child.
Okay. Okay. So and that's a short answer, but you gave the what definitely, and you gave some details there as well. And you know, if we think about that, if we think about it, especially a childhood trip, there's a chance for us to give just some clear details about, okay, well, you know, what did we do? We give that specific age. We talk about the location, absolutely, and just, well, what did we do? How did we feel? And you know, why is it special? Because of course, when we're kids, we do a number of things, and half of the things we tend to forget until we're much older, and then these memories start crawling back. But some of them, some of these memories, these experiences, they stick for a reason. And when they're good memories, when they're the best memories, it's interesting to think about and then express, to talk about the reasons why, the reasons why we're always going to remember that time. So it's worth thinking about, you know, what happened, and also, you know, why is that so special for us? What was so precious about it? These are really going to help those answers, you know. Let me check the board here. 1 second. Oh, let me go to Albin. Thank you for your patience, Albin. Are you there?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think so.
All right, excellent. Hey, tell us about your favorite childhood memory, please.
Well, I think it's gonna be me and my granddad. I'm sorry, I can't. Me and my granddad pushing his rowing boat and trailer, you know, down to the beach. I remember I was playing in the sand all day while he was fishing, and I couldn't really go with him as he had a bad heart. So I suppose he didn't want to have a heart attack at the sea if I was the only one, the only other one in the boat. But when I saw him rowing back, you know, towards the shore, I would go down to see all the lobsters, eels, fish, and crabs he had caught. And I remember feeling 10 feet tall when everyone just gathered around the boat to see what he has caught. And I also remember that I was allowed to carry the lobster up the beach for him. Later, a couple of years later, he passed away.
All right, thank you for that answer. Tell me, Alvin, when we've got a question like that, was that the first memory you thought of, or did you think of a few different things?
Yeah, well, you know, of course, you know, most of the people has different good memories, but I think it's that one that's first in my mind. Yes, and, well, first of all, he was, how should I say? I had a very good connection to him, and then he just passed away. So it's, you know, it's stuck somewhere.
Sure. And I think you know, these are good things to talk about, and also it's something that I think everyone as an adult can understand, either because they had a relationship like that with a grandparent, or maybe with, you know, a friend of the family, just you know, someone who is older and could be that role model, someone we can look to, who almost has superpowers in the way that they can do things. I think some really nice language in your answer. And of course, you talk about watching as he rows back, and you gives. I mean, the fish, the seafood vocabulary was very clear and very descriptive as well. And of course, you have that great expression. You talk about. I mean, where you're talking about your pride, of course, but you describe feeling 10 feet tall. When not like that, but when you you know, when everyone sees the catch that your grandfather's got, and all the things that he has, and then you say you were allowed to carry the lobster back, and I was always terrified of lobsters, to be honest. But yes, so some really nice details there, and I thought it was it was really an evocative answer, and we are hoping to provide an evocative answer, something that stirs and perhaps creates similar feelings and memories in the listener as well. So if we give enough detail, if we use good word choice, and if we paint a picture of the situation, we can provide that evocative answer, because this this idea of feeling proud as a child, and as you say, feeling that connection with an older person, especially maybe with a grandparent, that's something a lot of people are going to be sensitive to and understand really well. So again, if we can create that clear picture in the listener's ear, that can really help. No, of course, it can help in conversation in any language, but it can also help in the TOEFL test as well, because the examiner is looking for a direct answer to the question, absolutely, but also is looking for good communicative ability, and that ability to paint a clear picture. And so Alban, I thought that was a really nice example. Thank you for that. And I mentioned these things, the things that the examiner wants, not because they're easy. This is a challenging exam, and hey, 15 seconds to prepare your answer, 45 seconds to give your answer. Neither of those are really long enough to give a huge, well-detailed answer. And that 15 seconds preparation time, my goodness, that's very challenging. And the people who run this exam, they are making, that time is there for a reason. And they expect most of the people who take the TOEFL exam to go on and continue their studies in an English-speaking school or university, most of the time in North America, but not necessarily. There are other schools that will take a TOEFL score as well. So they are expecting most people who take this exam to be in an academic situation where they need to answer questions quickly, they need to answer questions with a clear structure, coherently, with good word choice, because as a student you have to express your opinion, you have to give your views. Most of the time it's not about your favorite childhood memory, but you'll be asked to give that clear structure in your answer. And a lot of the time you're under a time pressure because you're in a lecture or you're in a tutorial with a professor and other students. So this is, I think, a pretty good way to evaluate someone's ability to do this in English. And I don't think it's easy at all. I think it's very challenging. But the more that we practice, and practice with a variety of questions, practice with other people who have taken the exam, if you can find them, and of course, if we're strict about our timing as well, then we can absolutely improve our chances to be successful in the exam, but also improve our ability to speak English and to understand the questions in English and to give a good direct answer to those questions as well. So hey, I'm sorry for those I didn't get to. Thank you so much for everyone who gave me an answer today and for our discussion and our other questions. I'm going to move straight on in Verbaling. Right after this class, I'm going to start a class where we're going to practice question 2, which is more of a question that requires you to make a choice. So I'm going to end this class, start the other one. I hope to see you on the other side. If I don't see you, have a great day. But hey, please let me finish, of course, with my Facebook link. Let me add that there, because oh no, I can't do that. Please follow, because I can't use the chat box. Please follow me on Verbaling, follow me on Facebook, and every weekend I'll add my schedule to the Facebook page, and you'll see the classes I'm doing each week. Thanks everyone for your time and your hard work today. I'll see you all again very soon. Okay.